not 45 years of training. How many legs days have I skipped?
Short movie. How's your recovery with your strenuous travel schedule?
Do you think your career would have lasted as long if you didn't prioritize eating, recovery, and your workouts? It's more important why you squat than you squat.
Got his blood work back. His testosterone dropped.
I don't know what that means. It dropped. James, what's the number?
Oh, good call. What's the number?
What's the number? Because it dropped.
1,200.
Yeah, right? Right? Yeah. It dropped from 15.
Hey, it's 1,200. Oh, geez, it dropped from 17.
Because you guys do realize that testosterone drops when you get it measured just because you're working out, right? Compared to like if you take a week off and then you get it tested, it's completely different.
And it depends on when you get tested too. Like, did you fat? What do you call it? Not fast, but did you do the blood work fasted, or did you do it after you trained?
That does cholesterol. That's cholesterol. That they want you to fast because of the cholesterol. It throws off that.
Yes, but
it doesn't throw the testosterone off.
My bad. I'm just.
But the testosterone gets thrown off because these guys train so freaking hard, and it's dropped. Yeah. There you go. Boom. It's fine. It didn't drop from 900 to 500.
No.
It's just a bad test.
Yeah.
Don't worry, kiddo. It didn't drop half in 2 years.
Short movie. How's your recovery with your strenuous travel schedule? Is that me or you?
You.
Me? It's okay because I've learned how to manage it. I know how to take care of myself on the road. I take all my food with me.
It doesn't help. Come on. Tell them what they should do that you did to help you. Yeah. But what are some tricks that you can give Michael and the others in here about travel schedule? Nobody travels as much as you do in here. Not even salesmen anymore. Yeah. And the way the world is shut down, just nobody travels. So what could you tell them to set them up? Do you do icon when it's already like, hey, I'm going to be here, or you have somebody that does that?
Yes. So I carry, like I was about to say before you said that wasn't what I was supposed to say, but I'll say it now. I carry all my food with me at all times. I have all my food with me. I rest when I'm supposed to rest. So I'm never looking for food. Like, that's my biggest thing about traveling schedule is food. I never look for it. I always have it with me. Yes, I pack my morning, which consists of egg whites. I even have those. I have egg whites with me. I have my oatmeal with me. I have all my proteins with me. So traveling, I've learned how to manage that because it is, trust me, a gigantic pain in my butt. But that's what I have to do to make sure that I'm okay and I'm rested and recovering. And I rest when I'm supposed to. Like, I'll travel, go to the hotel, I'll eat, chill out for a little while, and then go to the gym if I have to. I don't miss working out on travel days because I travel on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I never miss.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
A bounce off of this. So, hey, do you think your career would have lasted as long if you didn't prioritize eating, recovery, and your workouts?
No, because if I do all that, I find excuses why not to do something, and then I'll just fall apart.
Do you think others didn't have as long a career? I know this is sensitive. You don't have to say names. Do you think others didn't have as long a career because they were great in the wrestling ring, they were great on the microphone, they were great, but they didn't take care of themselves outside of the ring like you did?
100%.
And so they didn't have the career.
100%.
Do you think that there's a way that you can tell these people it's more important, like we were talking about earlier, it's more important why you squat than you squat?
Yeah, it's for longevity and what I do. Like, for what I do, I don't. If you find excuses why not to do certain exercises, you'll find excuses why not to go to the gym, why not to eat right, why not to do what I need to do. You know what I mean? Because that's what we do. If I go to the gym and it's leg day, and I go, well, I'm taking squats out of my leg day, and I'm just going to do leg press and extension, my legs will still be fine. Well, it's not about your legs being fine. It's about your whole body being fine. Like it's about keeping and squatting and deadlift is something you should always do, because it's a whole body. It lights your whole body on fire, not just to build muscle, but just to stay healthy.
What about the other side? Because you said something earlier, if you don't remember, you said when you start quitting things, you quit more and more and more.
That's kind of, yeah.
So what did you say earlier when if you stop squatting and you just start leg pressing or push downs?
When you start quitting things, you'll quit everything. When you start quitting and making excuses why you don't have to do things, you will find excuses after a while why you don't have to go to the gym. I'll just do 30 minutes of cardio because Mike's a big supporter of cardio. No, you literally will, because that's how we are. That's how people are. That's how they fall into place. If they're not super secure and super into what they're doing, and you look for that excuse not to do something, you'll find more and more and more and more, and then it goes away. And then after a few years, it all goes away. You go, God, what happened to me when I was 20? I'm 35 now, or 40, and I'm garbage. Well, that's because you quit doing what you do. Well, let me just pick it back up. Let me just start where I started there.
I got a question for you, and I bet you can answer this. You've known me for a while, but you don't know me my whole career, not 45 years of training. How many legs days have I skipped?
Oh,
45 years.
Zero. Because that's the first thing we do when I get here, no matter what day it is. That's brutal. No matter what day it is, the day that I come, the day that we train is legs.
In 45 years, I've never skipped a leg day, ever.
Whew. And they're rough too, buddy.
This is one of my This is one of my guys that is doing power bodybuilding, which is a tough program.
Yeah.
And it's probably my bread and butter in the sense of always go back to that. No matter what plan you do, try to go back to that sooner or later. What is something you can tell him about what's the word? Monotonous. Just
it being monotonous?
Yeah. And being okay with the repetitive enough. When I tell you to run the ropes, and that basic footwork.
Because the more you do it, it's like the same thing. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. At the form, like wrestling wise, when you learn how to wrestle, you will do the same move 3 billion. I mean, it is so repetitive and so monotonous. But when you're wrestling, you don't get to think, hey, here it comes. He's about to punch me. I need to block it and throw one back. That time, like if you think about what's happening, that has gone by. So if you do things over and over, it comes to you automatically, and you respond or you react instantly. It's automatic because you've done it so many times. And I feel it's the same way with working out. Just like we did legs Friday, and today I was off a little bit. 2 days later, I'm off a little bit. So that just means I need to like I protect things a little bit when I squat, and I need to stop doing that because I'm literally okay. I'm just protecting it because my head tells me to protect it. But I don't do those kinds of things enough. That's what we were talking about. When I go back home, I will do what we did this Friday and Monday. I'll do those things too. So my body, when I get under it and sit back, I think about how I'm about to squat instead of just doing it, my body doing it automatically.
I like Bruce Lee. Do not be scared of the man that that knows 1,000 punches one time. Be scared of the man that knows one punch and he's done it 1,000 times.
Yeah. He's
perfected something so precise. And I think that goes back to power bodybuilding. That goes back to Tom Brady as a quarterback. He still practices footwork since Pee Wee football. And so it's like he was saying about in wrestling, there comes a point where you continuously do something and then it becomes second nature. So I know with weightlifting, it's a little different because of the fact that you're going through the exercise. I get that, but there's so many benefits of those basic exercises instead of jumping around.
Yes, very much so. How was it working out with Chris? It was awesome because Chris is like, I've done some wrestling interviews with him, and he's absolutely fantastic. Probably one of the best interviews I've done with him. But he got to come do us both. He got to come work out with both of us, and he got some good knowledge and got some, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, he really is really into what he talks about and how he interviews people, and I love doing stuff with him.
He's as nice as you think he is when you watch him.
Yes, he's very genuine. Don't go like, if you have an ego going to the gym, that will crush you really fast. Go in with where you want to be when you're 50 or 55, or what you want to do. Like, I'm a big short goal term setter, because I think I don't, not anymore. I can do a longer goal because I know what it takes.
You don't have both? Huh? You don't have both?
So I used to be a short goal setter.
Okay.
Only because
what's short goal?
Like, if I wanted to gain weight or lose weight or something. So I'm thinking
What's
like a 4 to 6 week short goal.
Sheesh, that's really okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't, because I'm not a patient person. So I do shorter goals, and if I reach them, if I set a longer goal, I'm more apt to stay with them. That's just like, I'm very, very, I want things now kind of things, but I know in my nutrition and working out phase, that takes a little longer. So I'm a little bit more patient with that. Wrestling wise, no, I don't, I'm not patient at all.
Do you have to be patient in wrestling?
You do, a little bit.
Okay.
You have to have patience when you're training, because it doesn't come automatically. Like, it took me 5 years to figure out that there was actually people in the building. So, because you're so wrapped up in the wrestling part. I just want to wrestle and do moves, but there's a lot more to wrestling than just moves and doing them in a ring. You know what I mean? And body wise, it took a while for me to figure out how I should train, or what to do when I'm training. And then my nutrition is finding out what foods work the best for me, what will get me to where I want to get to, and how I want to do it. Like, a year ago was the first time I ever dieted, and I was absolutely brutal.
Got on stage for the first time, and he's been a body man his whole life. Great body his whole life. Finally got on stage. Didn't need to. Absolutely no reason.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever. No upside, except for him mentally and saying, I can do something.
Yes. No, that's a fact. But I had to, like, diet, and I'm talking watch every single thing that went in my mouth, and I had to watch out what I put in my mouth and what it was doing to me at the same time. Like, that's not a thing I want to do, but I did it because I've never done it.
Did it change you after?
Yes.
Was it hell going through?
Yes.
Did you understand as you're going through, or did you understand clearly after it was done?
I understood clearly after it was done, and I understood what we were doing during it. I understand I have to get this. I have to do this to get to where I want to get to. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Hi. It was, I'm not telling you, probably the roughest thing I've ever done in my life.
I believe it.
Especially when I've never done it. And I did it. And oh, Lord. And try his dry out.
Fun. Oh. Hey, what's that? My recommendation for the 21-year-old is don't think of yourself as 21. Life goes fast. Hustle right now. Better to hustle your ass off right now and set yourself up to the life that you want. Because we were both 21 at one time, but we were striving to be set up.
Yeah.
And before you know it, it seems like Joe Rogan talked about this, a great way to talk about this. When you're in your 20s, struggle. Don't buy the nice cars, don't buy the nice house and stuff. And the reason why he says that is because you can stay up late. You could do, like, if it's comedy you want to do. As he talked about comedy, you can live in a bad place and go do comedy at these divey places. But when you get to 30 or whatever, and when you start having kids and a wife, you can't live that style. So struggle right now. Make your dreams come true. Yeah, that's my best recommendation. life is best on your terms as much as you can, because you're still going to run into hiccups like that.